I'm Emery. You're watching dataviz on the go, the series where you learn dataviz time savers inside everyday software like Excel. A few months ago, I posted a YouTube video that I'll link to down below in the description, and it was about resizing charts to get rid of weird white space. So in that video, I talked about how charts have outside borders and inside borders, and that it's usually one of those things that you have to adjust to get rid of weird white space. And Lindsey emailed me and she was like, hey, I have an Excel chart that has too much blank white space. And she attached a screenshot. You can see the blank white space. And she also attached a portion of the spreadsheet with some super fun fake data that you'll see in a minute. So let's take a peek at this and see if we can get rid of all this weird white space or yellow space in this case. Okay, so here is Lindsey's spreadsheet. And when you click on the outside of the chart, you can see that activates the outside border. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can really see the outside border. You can see it, right? So you can click on any of these little white circles and expand the chart, not move it, expand it this way, or you can expand it this way, or you can shrink it. Okay, outside borders. Those are pretty familiar. Excel charts also have inside borders. You have to click on the inside though, not this inside, but this inside. Do you see that inside? It's like the white space, the yellow space in this case on the inside, not the bars, not the grid lines. Where you click is super duper important. It's the white space in the inside of the chart. And that's the inside border. And then you can just move that bigger so that all this white space isn't there. Outside borders, inside borders, easy, easy, easy. Okay, Lindsey, you didn't ask about this, but I've got to format this chart for you. So if you want to stick around for like 5 minutes, I'm gonna work through this, not slowly, like teaching it to you speed, but I'm gonna work through it like a little bit faster and Emery speed. And I just wanna show you how we could further elevate this chart. All right, edits that you didn't ask for. We'll see if we can do it in 5 minutes. Ready, go. I'm gonna make a copy of this so that we can compare the before and after. And first, let's do some more resizing. Do I want to pretend we're going into a PowerPoint slide or a Word doc? Let's pretend it's going to be a Word doc. Okay, so let's format this whole thing as, let's pretend it's gonna be like a landscape one pager, 25 inches. That's way too big. Let's make it 10 inches wide so we can still have margins, and we'll do it 8.5 by 11, so 7.5 inches tall. Again, so we still have margins. Okay, this is closer to what it would look like, the dimensions, if you paste it into Word. Let's do some decluttering. So let's get rid of the yellow space because there's color contrast issues. It's hard to read the text and hard to see the colors if there's a colored background getting in the way. So I'm gonna do a no fill. Let me turn off the grid lines real quick so I can see what it'll look like. Let's move the words to the left. To do that, I wonder how you set this up in the back behind the scenes. You know what? There's some little edits here. I gotta do the bigger edit because I took a peek at your data summary, and I know this is pretend data, but you have little n's. If in real life this is like 400 or 4,000, keep the percentages. But if you have little n's, 100 or fewer things, I would not show percentages. I would show the n. I would show the count. So let me actually change that before I go too far. Let's change the chart type from percents to numbers. Let's see what this looks like. Percents to numbers, great. And it looks like they all have 4. Because I think that, yeah, they're coming from these like 4 places. That makes sense. I'm going to adjust the axis so that they stop at 4. And let's add labels on the bars, which means we don't need the axis. Let's do we definitely don't need it every 0.5. Let's just label the min and the max. We're going to add a line, solid, and gray. Let's add tick marks outside. I feel like I don't know what time did I start at? I don't know how much time I have left. I'm just trying to go as fast as possible to give you unsolicited advice. Remove the grid lines. Do I have a border? I don't think so. I don't think I have a border. Font sizes. I'm not going in any order, am I? I'm just doing like whatever order I feel like. Word docs get to be like this. What's this line over here? Why is that? It's because these are still on the wrong side. Let's make it darker. It looks itty bitty. That's because I'm zoomed in. Okay, it doesn't need to be this. Does it need to be this tall? Let's make it shorter. It's like cartoonishly tall right now. We'll pretend that when you paste it into like Word or PowerPoint to make a one-page PDF, you might have a title and some intro sentences. I'll show you what that looks like too. Okay, I still want to get the words on the left. Green and red for yes and no, we can't do. It's not colorblind friendly. So let's do green for yeses, and for the no's, we can either do a light green or a light gray. Let's do a gray. We're going to outline touching shapes in white for a little bit of separation. Let's add the labels to the yeses. Let's make those bold. And no, they are black. Bold. And we're going to add a label to this one so that we can directly label the data. Is it series? We don't want it to say yes count. That's weird. We just wanted to say yes, no, not count. Count is bizarre. Okay, yes, 4. Don't we want to order these greatest to least? Yeah, we do. Okay. Let's see. Highlight this whole table that feeds into the graph. Data, sort by yeses, smallest to largest, which is going to do the somersault and flip around. Smallest to largest. That didn't work. Oh, it's because of the formulas. Because it's formulas behind the scenes. Okay. Let's just this isn't a quick fix. Let's just get rid of the formulas. Let's copy paste the values. I would love, you had index matches behind the scenes. There's so many ways to speed that up. If you want tips about streamlining your formulas, because this, you, bless your heart, you've done so much more work than you need to the way this is organized. I can make another YouTube video for you if you'd like, showing you how to further streamline that. Okay, now let's try sorting this again. We're not going to sort the bottom though. We're going to sort this part. Yes, it has headers. We're sorting yeses, smallest to largest, smallest to largest, which is going to make our graph somersault. It doesn't, largest to smallest. Oh, because you already flipped these upside down. Uncategorized in reverse order. Okay, this is better. This one isn't going to be labeled. This one can be. But how do I label the no's? Is it assumed that these are no's? I think so. I mean, if this is yes, isn't this naturally no? And I'm not going to label those because they're not the star of the show. Let's put these inside the end like that. And then these, I want those to go on the other side. What did you click on to make these go over here? It's not categories in reverse order. It's not axis position. It's not this thing. What did you do to make this in the left or the right? I mean, what did you do? Gosh, I'm tempted just to like delete this and start over. It would be actually probably faster than behind the scenes figuring out how to get these on the left again. I'm just gonna start from scratch. It's actually faster. Okay, let's do this. Insert a regular, this one, regular chart. Okay. We've got before, during, and here's after. I've just got to quickly do some of the edits I already did. 10, 6.5. That's so big, isn't it? Maybe 5? What happens when we make the font size bigger? 11, dark. Make the bars bigger. Let's do a 30% gap width. Delete the built-in legend. delete the built-in chart title. Those are garbage. Why does it come with a gray background? Oh, I know. It's because your theme. It's because of the theme colors are doing that. Okay. We still got to get rid of it. Format. No fill. Do you have deja vu? Because I'm adjusting things I already adjusted. That's okay. I couldn't figure out what happened behind the scenes to get the labels in the weird spot. It doesn't matter. It only takes a minute to undo this. I feel like I'd be done by now if I wasn't talking to all of you as I'm working, but that's okay. I don't know what time I started. I think I'm over. I think I'm very, always super duper too ambitious with how long this is going to take. Okay. Add data labels. These get to be a dark, these must be brand colors. You had brand green. Let's do it. Oops, not just for one, for all of them. This one versus light gray. Touching shapes get outlined in white. We want this one to have the label. We want all of these to be inside the end. Let's make them bold. I wonder if this needs black text or white text. Let's do an official test. This green is this color. Web aim. Color contrast checker. Right here. The foreground is going to be, I don't know, is it white? Let's see. Versus that color. Where is my result? It's not, it is black. It can be black. As long as it is, large text means at least size 14 and bold. That's why I made it bold. That's what all the fine print down here says. It's like at least 14 and bold. Okay. Anything involving color, anything that's not black and white, like we've got green here, needs to also be bold. So it can't be size 11. It needs to be at least 14 and bold. Let's see if it's white. Does white do better? No, white does worse. Okay, so we're gonna stick with black that has a higher contrast, and we're just gonna bump these little guys up. 14 and bold. Isn't that easier? Perfect. I would have thought it was white, but it's black. What else do we need to do here? Is that it? Get rid of the border. Okay, that wasn't so bad. And then let's say you're gonna paste it into a Word doc because you wanna make a handout. And let's make it nice and portrait. By portrait, I mean landscape. Let's copy, paste this, copy, and we're going to paste the source formatting. The source. I don't necessarily want to link the data. It doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. See how the width fits perfect? It's a 10-inch wide graph for an 11-inch wide piece of paper. But now you would add like the title. You'd add other stuff. Be in your, what was your brand font? You had Century Gothic. Let's do Century Gothic. Century Gothic. I should change this to Century Gothic. And this is where your words would go. Like that many words? This is what we measured and why. Blah, 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 blah. Something like that. That was over 10 minutes. That's because I tried to fix your existing graph first and then had to start from scratch. What do you think? Let's look at before and after. Here is before. Technically, the before was like this. After, like this. All right, Lindsay, I hope this helps. And again, if you want any help with the formulas to speed them up behind the scenes, I am so happy to help with that. The key is going to be something called contiguous data sets. And then I'm going to tweak the formulas that you had in there, probably using good old count ifs. I don't see why not, just to like really streamline it for you. Get in touch if you'd like more info.